Welcome to the Lucha Lounge. I'm your host, Steve DeMarco. For those who are watching this in video, I'm not wearing the same shirt over, but again, it'd be a few days, but no, this is the part two of last week was part one. So if you haven't watched that one yet, go back and check out my conversation with Gustavo Mendoza, and also if you hadn't the week before you hadn't checked it out, be sure to check out my conversation with Kid Ransom. Really good one. We were really lengthy and whatnot. Talked a lot about life and wrestling, which was what me and Gustavo Mendoza talked about, and really good conversation. Before I continue with what's going on with this week's video, I must bring about, I talked about last week, May 7th, May 8th for Reality Wrestling. Well, May 14th, another set of tapings for Reality Wrestling at our new home at World Gym Arena in Texas City. So be sure to go and check out the show. Go to realitywrestling.com. Another set of tapings. It's going to be a jam-packed show, I'm sure. But again, you can go to realitywrestling.com for more details. Now, back to this week's video. As I mentioned last week in the intro, I really wanted to focus on the life and wrestling with Gustavo Mendoza, and we got to the end of promos, so on and so forth, and then we were going to take it in a different direction, and I wasn't really sure where we were going to take it or how long that was going to last. Sometimes I'll keep the shows typically, I'll keep them together, but we really got into comic book movies. The last time I had him on the show prior to this current conversation, we had talked about Guardians of the Galaxy was about to come out or had just come out. That's kind of what spawned this, but I wanted to talk Deadpool, and he has an opinion of Batman v Superman and thoughts on Civil War, so we get into all of that. It's really kind of like our geeking out session, and I thought it would be a great video on its own. It's as opposed to having like a 2-hour jam-packed video. But one thing I did learn during the filming was typically I never go close to two. I get close to 2 hours, but I never get to 2 hours with a video. I've been lucky to an extent. I've come real close, I think, with Ransom and even with Jason Sullivan. I got to up close. Like I mean, if I looked at the camera, there was a little blinking light. I've got about 2 hours of internal memory within the camera that I currently use, and I think I've had a memory card. I thought I had purchased one, but I never really utilized it. So I don't even think I didn't have a memory card in it to extend the amount of time that I would be talking, or the amount of time in the videos. I just never assumed I would go about 2 hours. Well, this conversation, part one and part two, really, I mean, we actually cut short, which kind of works because of what we were talking about as far as how movies would end and whatnot. But again, I appreciate everybody who takes the time to watch this or to hear it or downloads it, goes to the Offshoots network to download them. I know there's so many podcasts within that network, and the fact that you even take the time to watch mine, I really do appreciate. So as I always like to end these, stay cool, stay sexy, stay classy. But you hopefully came by for part one, which was the life and wrestling with Gustavo Mendoza. Now sit back and relax and enjoy my conversation, our geeking out in essence over all things comics and movies, DC and Marvel, and it was loads of fun, and I really enjoyed it. So as I always like to end these, stay cool, stay sexy, stay classy. So, but you are all those if you just sit back, relax, and specifically enjoy my geek out session with the one and only Gustavo Mendoza. Until the next time, later! Wait, real quick. I'm sorry, but a little PS before we get to the video. my next couple of videos, I think I've got my guests lined up, and one's going to be Kevin Bernhardt, the director of Reality Wrestling. I'm very much looking forward to that. We're going to sit down here pretty soon, and I'm looking to have Rex Andrews. I want to definitely talk to him. I think we've hopefully we'll map out a time. I just want to put that out there, so in case. So you kind of have an idea of what to look forward to in the future. So hopefully it'll either be an episode with Kevin or an episode with Rex. It'll be one of those, or whoever else, because who knows what I got some stuff in the works. So again, as I always like to say, for real now, stay cool, stay sexy, stay classy. But you're all those if you sit back, relax, and enjoy my geek out session with the one and only Gustavo Mendoza. Until the next time, later. Last time we spoke. At least on air, because we speak all the time. All the time. Guardians of the Galaxy. So
just coming out.
Yeah, it just came out. Now we fast forward. It's 2016, and some heavy hitters have already come out, and some heavy hitters are. I mean, what a time to be a fan of just
Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Oh my God.
Doctor Strange.
Oh,
I mean, come on.
Because I remember you being like, I don't know if they're going to do it. They haven't cast anyone. Now they've cast Cumberbatch, and now they've shown trailers. Let's start with, what was your feeling of Deadpool?
Deadpool.
We'll get back to Guardians in a moment, okay? But Deadpool.
Deadpool was so good. Deadpool, I knew I would like based off the trailer.
Okay.
Like, I just knew that, if this is... Because essentially the trailer was the movie. It was just an extended version of it. So just give me the trailer in an hour and a half. I'll be happy. Because my expectations were pretty low from Fox to begin with after Fantastic Four.
I watched it recently, and if I can take myself out of it being Fantastic Four, like if they had called it anything else.
I mean, I'm pretty sure 15 minutes of it felt like The Fly. There was like some
what did you do?
Dan Castellaneta, what were you thinking?
But okay, back to Deadpool. Back to the brilliance, because yes, low expectations.
Best comic book movie of the year so far.
Yes.
It hit the points it needed to hit. I really wanted to talk to Adrian about it, and my bad I fell back on that, and I need to talk to him about so many things. But
he loves it, but at the same time he's very angry because everyone else loves it. So now it's too popular. You know how he is. He's just like, I love my underground stuff. Deadpool's an underground character, no matter how many people cosplay him. But now it's like, chimichangas. Everyone knows what that's about.
That one was due to come up.
Yeah, it was so well done. Ryan Reynolds just perfect for it. Like, wow.
All the McAvoy Stewart the punching.
Yes.
Was so
all
good.
The
end credit scene, probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, all of the Wolverine stuff. The end credits, paying homage to Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
Now. Another one came out, and you and I will probably have a differing opinion, but I respect yours, and
I respect. Okay.
So Batman v Superman, okay, or let's go to. Do you want to talk about Guardians first?
I was just gonna say how much I love Guardians, and how much I love Thanos, and it was a really, really good movie, one of their better ones.
Again, it got me from the start. Of not knowing anything about it, like Quill, the mom, the abduction, and then the music, the soundtrack, Batista, all of it. I was cool with Zoe Saldana as Gamora. I love Rocket. I have a ferret named Rocket because of that. Love Groot. Thought it was the best use of Vin Diesel. No, outside of the best. He's still going to make those movies and be Fast and Furious 15. He's just going to find other people. It's in space! Why? Brilliant. Then all the tie-in, all of it. Ronan, Thanos, the Howard Duck stuff,
the Nova stuff, it was all good.
The Collector, I think the scope just really kind of opened your eyes to what Marvel could be, just from a
what the Infinity Wars could be. It's a very small taste of what that could be.
Just the idea of Thanos doing anything outside of sitting. The fact that he puts on a glove,
or turns his head.
Smiles.
I can't wait for him to do things.
I can't wait for him to breathe. won't say a word. But so now that we've basked in the glory that was Guardians and we've touched on Deadpool, let's talk about Batman v Superman.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So, gotten a lot of slack on this by certain people.
You will not get any flack from me because I always kind of go, everyone's entitled.
Sure.
Yeah.
And okay. So my thing is like, it's not like there aren't a lot of people that will say Fantastic Four is their favorite superhero duo. There are people out there that love Fantastic Four, but if you see a bad Fantastic Four movie, you don't feel bad about saying how you really feel about it. There's some movies that you're more open to wanting to like because they're characters that you love. Like, God forbid, Civil War sucks. God forbid. I'm not saying that it does because there's people that have seen it and I'm pretty sure it's great.
Yeah.
But let's say that it sucks. I'm going to have a very hard time coming to that realization. And I'm probably going to try and defend it because I'm going to try my best to like it. Because that's what those characters mean to me.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge Batman fan. I love Batman. Never really been a Superman fan, but, I love Batman a lot. So I really wanted Affleck to work. And I felt like Affleck did work.
Yes.
Along with Jeremy Irons as Alfred. Jeremy Irons is a fantastic world-class actor.
Yes.
And I thought he did great.
I liked Batman as the representation, how they used him from the fight scene sense. Like,
Sure.
it
I had some good fight scenes with him.
truthfully, as much as I like Bale and Keaton and every iteration, even Adam West, seeing the cartoon come to life in essence was what I needed.
I feel like DC together needs their own version of Kevin Feige, and even though I like Snyder's movies, I feel like Snyder isn't equipped to be their Kevin Feige, which is what they've done. I feel like they really honestly need a Joss Whedon type. Not that Joss Whedon would do it anymore, because I feel like he's probably burnt out on movies, but they need somebody of that world, for that world, because that they understand and take care of those characters. I had issues with, I don't personally have a kid, but if I did have a kid and I went to go take him to see this movie, I feel like they wouldn't really grasp the concept of it. They'd be like, what does that mean? What's that? Oh, a giant bat just came out of that tombstone. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
I say that because it terrified me. I'm like, what the? I'm like, it came out of nowhere.
Demon, what is going on?
How do you, and it got really dark really quick. I felt like I was watching Hellboy, which I like Hellboy.
Yeah.
The first one.
Yeah.
Not the one where, not the second one. Another story for for next year.
Selma Blair was phenomenal. Ron Perlman. First one was great. Great. The Sands of Time. Anyway, go ahead.
I think there was things that were done in this movie out of convenience sake. This movie was announced the same day that Age of Ultron came. The Age of Ultron was announced at Comic-Con 2013, but Ultron came out 15. This one came out 16.
Yeah.
They got it was almost 3.5 years.
And then they I think initially announced that it was going to come out the same day as Civil War, and they went.
That's not a good
let's
idea.
go. Which was good. Hey, let's give you your own in between Deadpool and Civil War.
It'd have been like a super card.
Yeah, it was the
Batman,
which
Superman,
one do you go
and then
to?
Iron Man.
Yeah, and then you which marathon? Oh well, then I'd have to sit through the marathons. But so go ahead.
So the fact that some real things that I felt were like, oh man, this is just really tough because Metropolis is across the body of water from Gotham.
Very convenient.
So why doesn't Superman just go to Gotham and is he like, oh, let me just get back over here. Batman can take care of that. And the only reason they did that was because they needed to get Lois Lane from the top of Metropolis building to Gotham so she could, for whatever reason,
I think it's
be
always
the
about her convenience.
And I don't.
I
am all about empowering female characters, and why couldn't that have been Wonder Woman? I feel like that's somebody you've never seen before, someone who has a movie coming out, a movie that they're filming already, a movie that's coming out next year, and you're introducing her in this, and she finds out about the Justice League in an email, but that's another story for another day. I feel that, why can't you give her the hot tag.
Yeah. Okay.
And because honestly, to me, that's what they needed to do. Because we know Superman, we saw him in Man of Steel, and I feel like we know enough of Batman. And if he were to not take the hot tag, I feel like, yeah, okay, I get that. I recently watched. I have a close buddy of mine, and he and I both watched the Jungle Book movie. The only reason I bring that up is because he said that what Jungle Book got right was some of the things he felt that Batman and Superman got wrong, and that he found himself caring for these CGI animals voiced by famous actors that weren't really there, and he felt like they really were there. And he said that there was moments that he didn't feel that he had that strong connection with characters he's been reading about for almost 30 years.
Yeah.
Because spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, there's a character in it that doesn't make it through, and I feel that when that happens, that's such a big moment. Like if that happens in Civil War, that's gonna affect me in some sort of way from here on. I remember when that happened, I didn't even buy it. Yeah. I'm like, but he got casted for Justice League. Like I know he's shooting next week. Like, I don't buy it.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you just did this for, and I didn't feel that connection. But say like a movie like Jungle Book, I felt the connection, and then has an amazing build. And if you remember the cartoon, it's got traces of that, but it's a movie in its own, and I respect that too because they're telling this wonderful story, and it's great, wonderful score, Jon Favreau, Iron Man.
Yeah.
And I feel like this movie was like, it's almost like we got a movie if somebody was like carrying the movie down the hallway to get it to the office and just dropping things along the way, whatever it is that person put on the desk is the movie that we got on screen. And there was tons of things that got left on the hallway and things that I felt that could have been relevant and would have been able to fix some of the complaints that other people have had.
Yeah.
Because I love those characters too, and I so badly want to like this. I want to like this. I hate that I don't like this, but it's not my fault that I don't like this. And I feel like people that have been playfully attacking me, I think, don't realize that, like, guys, I don't hate this because I want to hate DC, because I like DC.
Yeah.
I want to like it. I hate myself because they haven't made that movie that I just want them to do right by these characters, and I feel like they should learn their lesson and that they should fix that for Justice League, because once the Flash comes in, I mean, that's one of my favorite DC characters too. And if you screw that up, I'm just gonna give up.
Well, because I will be one of the ones who I don't want to say defends it, because I do like Snyder. I watched 300, probably the worst, the day after the worst day of my life. Like, it was a good way to shut off my brain for a couple of hours, and the cinematography and all that. But slow motion,
great.
Awesome. And Watchmen, read it,
love it,
and I loved what he did with it.
First major comic book.
Yeah, and I thought, okay, that's fine. In Sucker Punch, I can find the brilliance in it, because I'm like, it's around Inception, so it's just one of those films.
I enjoyed it.
A dream within a dream.
Yeah. Man of Steel.
I love Man of Steel because for me it is, as much as I do like Superman, it is much like trying to like John Cena in the sense of, like, he always gets the victory. There's very hard. I was almost turned off by comics after the death of Superman. Not so much the death, because I was like, the story that unfolded during that run was phenomenal, because it was like, oh, you're from a past era, like, we don't need you anymore, this, that, the other. Then here comes Doomsday, who barrels through everything in its sight, and then the final, like, I have to do this, I have to sacrifice myself, regardless, the big thing, the big realization. And then I got angered when they went, well, we still have these titles, let's put other people to carry the mantle. It kind of lost me. And then, well, he was asleep this whole time, or he was off at, whatever, kind of like...
no one stays dead in comics.
The one, but he was like, he was the first one.
Yes.
He set in motion, because before him, you killed off Jason Todd, he didn't come back, Cap gets killed off, when Cap got killed off, I was like, it's just a matter of time before he comes back, because no one truly leaves. Secret Wars proved our Secret Invasion proved to us, like, well, if we really wanted to bring them back, we just pretend we had a bunch of shapeshifters, and they were all taken. I looked at Man of Steel and was like, I didn't have as much of a problem as everyone else. The neck breaking, because I went, look, they wrote it. This is how Zod said it himself. It's going to happen one of two ways, and Superman's like, I got to do this. Yeah. I had problems with Lois seemingly being conveniently everywhere. Like, I'm like, why not just tell us that she's got a portal machine in her belt so that we can justify how does she get from the wreckage to the train station fast enough to be like, I'm here for you.
It's not like he can't fly.
I'm just saying.
I'm like, oh, I just killed him. Where's Lois? Oh, right. I'm superhuman and I can fly and be really fast. Just have him get there.
Yeah.
I think the movie ends in Metropolis, right?
Yeah.
Man of Steel?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's like...
Yeah, So we fast forward. So when I first saw, because I've watched Batman v Superman a couple times. First time I saw it, I probably had every thought of all the other, it's Batman. Sure. Like, Batman is my favorite of all time. Joker's probably my 1A and 1B. It depends on the day. So I went into it with all that. Like, it's Ben Affleck, it's this, that, and the other. So I went into it with certain expectations. I noticed when I watched it the second time, my brain went to, this is just the sequel to Man of Steel. Yeah. This is Man of Steel 2. Whatever you want to say about it, the primary characters all have to deal with Superman.
Yeah.
They don't. Batman's world really isn't brought into light. It's just him and Alfred, but they're really kind of the orbit around Man of Steel. It is his story. It is his coming to grips with the idea of, look, I'm a super alien, my bad. I'm just trying to do right, and yet you guys tell me I can't do this because I'm just doing what I can do, The Martha thing was, the thing was, like, in both viewings, I didn't feel it was too long. I did feel like they put a lot of stuff because they're like, we can't be, if we go the Marvel route, we're just going to be judged either way.
Yeah.
If we go, look, we'll do an Aquaman movie, we'll do a Batman standalone movie, we'll do a Wonder Woman, and then we'll have some big conflict that has to bring them all together, which was the magic of Marvel having. I mean, first Avenger was phenomenal for me. There's something about it that still, like, I can watch it to this day, and I enjoy the character. Iron Man, it goes without saying, like, all the individual films, but I was like, DC, you just got to do something different. So I didn't have a problem with it. I could understand the justification, and I guess, but like you, there were some questions that it's like, okay, well, you have this R-rated version that apparently tells the entire story, so we have to wait for that.
And that's what I don't like either.
I don't like that either. Like, because I'm kind of going, okay, if this is it, if you're telling me that, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, when the courthouse blew up and they have that shot of Superman in the flames, like, I can't do any right, apparently. I'm a danger to everyone, like I can survive all this death.
He experienced all of that.
Yeah, there was just this beat within it, I think where his eyes are closed, where I was like, oh man, like to where when Doomsday comes, irregardless of how I wanted Doomsday to be represented, and yes, he was just a CGI, could have been anything at that point, kind of like the end of Blade, where they just create this monster of a thing for I don't know why. When he sacrifices himself, I don't know. There was a part of me that was like, I wanted to be as emotionally invested in it, and I was to an extent. I mean, obviously, I'm going to have questions. How do we have Clark Kent having a big funeral and Superman having a big, and who's in the Superman coffin, and all that stuff. Yeah. Or how is it Lois Lane? Why doesn't she tell us she has that portal belt or something? Got the
Flash did tell us practically.
Oh, that's right. It's all her.
Yeah,
it's all
the key of like.
Yeah, some of the flashback stuff or dream sequences, I wish there was a little more of a
Text.
jarring. Yeah, it was just sort of jarring to where it didn't feel like, oh, it's just another scene. But I still,
I mean,
I enjoyed it because I'm like, wow, I can't believe they had this movie, regardless of how we got to it.
I'm not gonna give up on. I'm gonna watch the DC movies, because I want them to do good, because I still do care about those characters. Like at this point, the way those movies are, it's not even about having one bad movie that ruins a franchise. It's almost like this whole thing is a show, and that was just one bad episode.
Yeah.
Bad in my opinion, because there's people that really liked it. Some
Yeah.
people claim it better than anything Marvel's ever done,
Yeah.
and to each his own. And I just hope that the next episode of the installment learns its lesson from this one and doesn't try to imitate what Marvel's doing, but certainly doesn't try to go too far off the deep end, and respects the fan base, both the knowledgeable ones about the characters and then your average everyday fan who is just gonna go watch a movie because, oh, Batman's in this, I kind of like that one Batman movie. And it's got to be that way, because you're gonna have little kids, you're gonna have older people, you're gonna have people within that range watching these movies, and I feel like you have to try your best to make everybody like it, and then be enough to where it stands great as either Batman, Aquaman, Cyborg, Flash, whatever. It all has to be. It has to pay respects to the source, because if you make a movie that you're just making a movie because this character's in it, and then there's no traits of that character in it, then you're basically just making, what's a bad comic book movie from the 90s?
There's a whole slew of
There's a whole slew of, did Blade...
There's like a Fantastic Four one that was pretty bad.
Did Blade 3 have anything to do with any run that Blade ever had in the books? Probably not.
Triple H was in it.
Ryan
Reynolds was
bless his heart.
Was Deadpool at that point. Now every time I see him, like, oh, he was just Deadpool. That was just him.
In the
That
universe.
was Wade Wilson at that point. You were a vampire guy at some point. It's.
I've made peace with how I feel about the movie. I'm definitely not. If somebody tells me that they really liked the movie and they thought it was awesome, I don't try to correct them and be like, no, this is why it's not awesome. If you really liked it, then that's great, because at least somebody was able to connect with the movie and whatever reason it is that person likes it.
Yeah.
So that's awesome, because then you just get Fantastic Four.
So speaking of other movies that are slated to come out, obviously there's not been there's some huge heavy hitters on the horizon.
Yeah.
Civil War, for instance, being.
So excited.
What's your excitement level currently?
I'm like 2 minutes away from reading the spoilers, because I just want to know what happens.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about that movie. I can't wait. Team Iron Man all the way. That's where I stand. You get Vision, you get Black Panther, Falcon, and it's just Spider-Man, Ant-Man, potentially Giant Man. There's all these things. And then the whole Bucky and Cap thing is something that I've been teasing since Cap First Avenger.
Yeah.
So that there's, everything that we've seen based on the trailers, like he's my friend, I was your friend too. All that stuff. It tells such a good. It feels like a promo package for this really bad match that's about to happen. And here it comes. That to me, it's like, this is like Survivor Series style.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited about it. I don't know what the end credit scene is gonna be, but to me, they don't need to set up Infinity Wars until we get to Thor, Guardians. Give me some post stuff about these characters, or maybe show us where Spider-Man's gonna be to set up his movie.
Yeah.
I think the next movie was Strange, but I don't know if Strange will be the button clip at the end.
If it could be, even if it was just depending on who from the current universe interacts with him.
Right, because that's a whole nother.
Because Thunderbolt Ross for Incredible Hulk, because they had Downey, so talking about the Avengers stuff. I'm sure they've got to do something that will tie it in, or we'll have another Thanos. Maybe we'll have Death show up.
What's your dream button clip for Civil War? If there's two, because usually they do two for the big ones.
Man.
Because they usually do one about the story and then one to set up something.
I mean, you know, I mean, in a perfect world, even though they could never do it, would be like Deadpool.
That'd be great.
Something like he just popping in like,
That'd be great.
hey, you know, my sequel's coming out, so what are you still doing it? You know,
that'd be great.
I don't know, just something or something that would blow the minds of, even if it was just set off in the future, like something with McAvoy or something, you know, something with the X-Men, just to be like, yeah, we're gonna come to terms, something, because that's. I think that's the one shame in it. It's like promotions that don't want to work together, where you're like, God, these. Could you imagine having that universe? Even like Hugh Jackman just being like, hey, you know, I'm doing my last run. Just want a little Captain America shield on my Old Man Logan stuff. Like just
wait for the success of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
it's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming.
Well, I think like even Old Man Logan could touch on all of that. Like since it's set in the future, you know, they could be like. Well, at one point they all came together in this. That's what's set off the cataclysm.
Days of Future Past resets that universe.
Yeah.
So maybe we're watching the past of what could turn into the MCU.
Yeah.
I mean, there'd be some explaining to do as far as like where have they been, but you could do that. You could if you wanted to.
If you went off well enough in the future, you know, where like, oh man, like Cable makes an, you know, like I'm looking that far ahead. I'm also I'm looking forward to. I mean, Doctor Strange, even though I don't know a whole lot, you know, it wasn't one of those that gravitated towards me, but I like what I've seen so far. Tilda, you know, Tilda like doing being the master one. Yeah, just the ancient one. Yeah, that's right. And I can't wait for Suicide Squad. That's
Suicide Squad. I'm excited about.
Yeah, my girl's a big Harley fan, so and I'm a huge Joker fan, and I'm.
That's perfect. And Batman's in it, I think.
Yeah, I think that, and they've done some reshoots, which always
scares me.
You wonder, unless they're like, we need more Batman. You know, like, Ben, you're our Robert Downey.
You know what?
We need
this movie needs more Lois Lane.
She just shows that she just shows up during it like
the movie just.
Hey, Harley, can I get a quote? What are you guys doing? Will Smith? No, oh, you're dead. Oh, hey.
Deadpool, come see the sequel.
And then Deadpool shows. Oh my God. You know. He just looks at Deadshot.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
Then Deathstroke shows up, and then just like one's not like the other. Then Cable pulls him out of the port. Oh my God! Now let's just do cross.
My dream scenario, but I don't think they would do it. One that sets up Infinity Wars would be nice. It doesn't even have to be Thanos. It could be like Lady Death. It could be Gamora's sister, Nebula. Nebula.
Which would be great. I mean,
Mephisto? Yeah, that'd be great. Like,
or even like God, if they did, if they had like a Nova, if they had like Nova just kind of show up being like, guys, you had no idea, or something like even in a distress type of scenario, but
maybe even Adam Warlock. Something like, or God, I wish they had Galactus and Silver Surfer. She agrees. To sleep, jeez. This one on the Fox side.
She's like, well, I love Fantastic Four. It was amazing. She's like that rock thing. I really enjoyed him.
It was doomed from the start. I would love a.
Wait. Which one did you have more of a problem with, Dr. Doom or Lex Luthor?
Dr. Doom.
Okay, that guy.
He blows people's heads off. It's like, and then Sue Storm gets her powers because she's on the computer.
Yes.
How? That'd be like, my computer got a virus and now I'm sick. Like, that doesn't work that way. Oh, jeez. Anyways, a dream button clip for Civil War, even though. Because I think the people that have seen the pre-screenings have only seen one button clip. And the button clip is the 30-second clip at the end of the movies.
Well, Andrew was telling me, because he saw an advanced screening, he was like, they showed none.
None for him?
None for him.
Okay, because, what do you think?
He liked it. He liked it. Yeah, he wasn't, we didn't go too much into detail. I was just like, would you see it again? He's like, yeah, of course, because I would like to see he's like, but, he liked it. He's like, they made Ant-Man out to look like, he's like, I liked Ant-Man. I wasn't really a big fan of his, before. But, I mean, I thought Ant-Man was really well done. So
I just watched it again recently, and it was so good.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see where they go with that, with Ant-Man and the Wasp coming out like in 2018 or something.
Yeah.
The Defenders. It'd be so cool if they throw a bone to their Netflix series and be like,
oh man, like
everybody at once.
Yeah, like
that'd be
Daredevil
cool.
or Luke Cage. I mean, honestly, you should pay homage. You should really kind of give the nod to Daredevil because he's that thing is. Oh, well, the thing is that
so good.
Me and my girl have. I think we're on episode 7. We haven't watched it all the way through. I think he's just in.
Okay.
He's in court.
He's in court.
Yeah.
That graveyard scene where Daredevil and Punisher, and he's telling them of how he found his. It's not a spoiler because Punisher's family gets killed. Every incarnation. Of it. But how
it's kind of like Bruce's parents.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They
Everybody
die.
has a Martha. But
oh man, if only Iron Man and Captain America, like that's what stops the fight. They're just.
You know Peggy Carter?
I think she's my mom.
What a twist that
Oh
is.
my God!
That'd be wild. You kissed my mom?
I know a lot more than that. That's what starts the fight.
That's what starts the fight.
Hawkeye's like, guys, come on, stop. Let's go back to my farm. I got some stuff to rebuild in my house. Do you see anyone dying? I mean, who do you?
I'm expecting one person to die.
Is there anyone that you got odds on?
The trailer makes you want to believe that it's going to be War Machine.
Yeah.
I think that's too obvious. I say something happens to War Machine, but I don't say he dies. If I had to guess, it's someone who's not going to get his own movie. And I feel like it's not going to be Black Widow. I'm kind of scared that it's Vision. He has an Infinity Stone in his head. He has to technically die at some point because if they build towards the Gauntlet, and if Thanos has all the gems,
unless that's what they say for Infinity War.
And they could save it for Infinity War.
That's why he comes to. He's just like, well, I guess I got to go there.
Hawkeye and Vision would probably be my 2 picks. Everybody else seems to be involved in their own movie.
Wait, what's Cap doing after?
Okay, that's right, Cap.
See, because my thought was.
You think they go that route?
Well, because they went with it in the comic. Like if
that'd be great.
If that was the end credits, and they just went, and then they just went, the screen went black, and you're just like, oh.
Iron Man with the masks holding in his hand, it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, just.
That'd be great. I feel like.
Only because I
feel like everybody's expecting that, and that's why they won't go that way.
Well, yeah, I just.
But it could be that way.
Only because, no offense to Cap, but in a war against in space, I just.
What can you do?
What do you do with him? You're
right.
It's kind of like Batman v Superman. When Doomsday's fighting, Batman's like, I'm just gonna sit in the background and you gods fight him, and I will wait till he's a little down, and then I'm here, guys. I'm here to facilitate. But honestly, no offense to Cap. I mean, even against Age of Ultron, I was like, all you do is flip around.
Yeah.
You're good against other humans or alien, robots maybe to a degree, but I don't know if you up in space. What do you?
That's a whole other ball.
Yeah. Plus, not that he's going to be gone because really in superhero comics,
Yeah. I don't see him. I don't know that they kill him. I really have this feeling like they won't go that route, but they might.
Yeah.
I think if they do, it's going to be a good emotional moment, and I think it'll be like a cornerstone of that whole series.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? What about Bucky? It could be Bucky.
Oh, yeah.
Finish that storyline because it's the 3rd movie that's Captain related that, in a sense, is about him in some sort of way.
Yeah. Well, it is about their
Friendship,
relationship, their friendship. Yeah.
Maybe it's some Bonnie and Clyde. We're into the end of the line or something, and then go off the cliff.
Thelma and Louise.
Yeah. Who knows? I don't know, but.
And then Bruce shows up. It's just like, why didn't you like my movie?
Did you get my email?
Where's that trigger? No. His voice was great. His voice was great. I like Batman. I mean, honestly, man, I'm just happy to be in a world where
All of this
we have a live action
so crazy.
Deadpool with moving. Like Spider-Man's got moving eyes now. Like just and the fact that
Black Panther.
everyone embraces it, and even like with wrestling, like there's kind of been this renaissance of it is mainstream and it's good to like it. You're gonna always have your people that are naysayers or like throw the fake word, which gets me to a point. It's a little pain in the back of my neck every time I hear it because I'm like, guys, when I wake up in the mornings, it's I know it wasn't fake. But it's just great to be to see people embracing so much pop culture and it to be part of pop culture and for people to be just so immersed in it, maybe almost to a fault. Like I try to be like, hey man, whatever you put out, it's like an Elseworlds for me, or an alternate universe. That's all it is. It's not, the comics are one interpretation, and whatever you put on screen's another. And for DC, it's like, well, whatever we do on our TV shows really not meant to carry over to the movies. They're a whole different universe, and there is a multiverse, and which Flash has kind of shown us with. I watched a crossover with Supergirl. I thought was good. I thought Supergirl, for the most part. For some shows, it's all like, what does my lady want to watch?